Hi, and welcome to part 1 of training for the DealClick Sales module. The DealClick Sales module consists of two parts, the inventory section, which is what I will cover in this video, and the sales screen for creating deals. I will cover that in the next video. To start, you want to log into the DealClick software. The default username is going to be admin, and the default password is auto, short for automobile. Once you're in, you're greeted by the sales screen. We're going to start by going to the inventory section. And in here, you have two options for stock numbers, which is the first place you want to go. You can either use custom stock numbers, which is when you enter your own stock number based on however you want it to look, perhaps using the last 6 of the VIN, for example, or you can choose running stock numbers. That's when our system takes the last stock number you used, has to be numbers only, and starts counting upwards in numerical order from there. For example, if you start at 1, 10, 100, 1,000, or even 10,000, it will simply count the next number in the list. So if you start at 100, the next number will be 101, then 102, and so forth. So if I start off with stock number 1, and I enter our 17-character VIN, and I hit decode, in a few moments it's going to pop up a window with all the information for the car on it. In the upper right corner, I click on OK, and it autofills the information in for me. From here, I choose the exterior color. In this case, I'll just go with black. And then I proceed to the date in field. The date in is whatever date you're entering the car in. It'll automatically populate today's date, but you can change it to whatever. Odometer in is whatever the odometer reading of the car is when you're entering it into the system. You can leave odometers actual and odometer and new used, whatever you want to choose from here. If it's used car, use used. If it's new, just select it. Asking price is whatever the selling price of the vehicle is. So if I'd say 10,000, or no, yeah, 10,000. If you have license plates, you may enter them into here and then an expiration date as well. If there's no license plate in your car, just leave it blank. Vendor, location, and buyer, these are all optional fields. Vendor is who you purchased the car from, such as maybe Manheim Auctions, for example. Location would be if you have multiple locations and you want to specify which lot or location the car is being stored at for tracking purposes. The buyer in this case is not the customer, but who from your dealership purchased the vehicle. If you choose to enter that information in, you can. If you choose to skip it, that's fine. From here, you're going to go up to Save in the top left corner and click that. The vehicle is now saved in your inventory. To find it, you go to Open, just next to it, and you'll now find the vehicle here. From here, when you want to add in any repairs to the vehicle, click on the Repairs tab. In here, you can start by entering a description of work being done, such as a tune-up, oil change, or tire change, or whatever work is being done. Below that, you have reconditioning supplier. This is where you're going to enter the vendor's name who's doing the work on your car. If you're doing the work on your car, you can call it in-house, or you can put your own dealership's name in this field. Date of repair is the date that the repair is being done. And if someone else is doing the work and they give you a receipt, maybe it's an invoice number or a purchase order number or something like that, you can enter the information in these fields here. If you pay them with a check, enter your check's number into this field. Under cost breakdown on the right, enter the amount for labor and parts in here. It'll automatically total it for you. Then simply click on Add, and the information above will appear in this table down below. Now, if you were doing the work yourself, obviously you're not going to get an invoice or anything like that, so you can skip this information. Just make sure the date of repair is correct, and go over here to cost breakdown and enter the amount for labor and parts that you would charge. It'll total it for you, and click on Add. Again, information above will appear in the table down below. Now let's say you make an error in typing. All you have to do is double click on whichever row has the information you want to modify. The information will then come back into these fields up here where you enter them the first time. You can then modify them to whatever you like, and then to save the changes, click on Update. If you would like to remove the field, after you double click on the row, go ahead and hit delete and it will remove the entry entirely. From here, you go to price and cost. As you can see, I entered 10,000 in the main vehicle tab, and the cost was automatically brought over in the asking price. If you're dealing with a trade-in vehicle, you can enter the ACV or actual cash value in here. If there's any pack you'd like to enter onto the value of the car, you put that in here. There's also a default setup option that I'll be walking through later on in part 2, which is where you can add in the pack for each vehicle you enter automatically. If there are any transportation or freight charges to the vehicle, you can enter those in here. And then you're going to go to the bottom right and click on the cost button. Under vehicle cost, this is where you're going to enter what you purchased the vehicle for. Repair costs will automatically be brought over from the total of the repairs tab. And then the flooring, if there is anything to do with the vehicle, you click on flooring. This one is going to pop up. You're going to check the box in the upper left to use flooring and then put in your information in here. The information will automatically be calculated and be auto-filled into flooring. Pack, whatever the amount is here, is going to be auto-populated down here. These 4 fields will then be calculated and totaled at the bottom. From here, you go to additional. This is all purely optional. It's not for the customer, but purely for dealership details. So you can choose to enter everything in, or you can choose to enter nothing in, or you can go as far as just entering specific fields in. Whatever information you want is all you have to enter. Nothing is mandatory in this tab. Next is equipment. This tab is used for the window stickers. As you can see, certain information in the optional equipment field and information on the left was auto-populated based on what came out of the decoder window. Any options that you want to actually appear on the window sticker, make sure they're checked, because any options that are not checked in this window will not appear on the window sticker when you print it. To find the window sticker, you're going to go to Forms and Window Sticker. You can either do a print preview, print it, or click Cancel just to close it out. At this point, the only thing left to do would be to save all the information you have entered for this vehicle. When you're entering information in for the vehicle, what you are actually doing is preparing the information, but nothing is saved until you actually hit the Save button in the upper left corner. You can either choose to save in between tabs, or you can do as I did and enter all the information at once, then save at the end. Either way is fine, but be sure to do save before you close out this vehicle or open a new vehicle. Otherwise, everything will then be lost. At this point, that concludes part 1, which is the inventory section.